This video is to show how what looks like a piano that should go to the dump is in fact salvageable, because I said most pianos can be saved. Plus, on this piano the lid has come off, which I'll take off. It shows, you can see what condition the rest blank is in. You can't normally do that on a piano, but on this one you can, because the lid has been ripped off. If I look down the length of it, and you'll see on this frame here and on the pinboard is a very slight bow forward. That's because after 100, this piano was made in the 1920s, so after 90 odd years, the strings have pulled, the strings, the tension pulling down has pulled the front of the whole piano forward slightly. It shows the piano wasn't built strong enough. But you'll see there's no crack. This is the pin block here, this piece of beech. It's a rather narrow one. Normally they're about another quarter of an inch wider. Maybe they've used these extra spaces to try and make it fatter. But you notice none of the pin block has become unglued. So that means this piano is still usable. Look at the back. It's got a few little cracks in the soundboard, and when you push, and you can see the soundboard moving. I've got the lamp on it. When you push, you can see. There, that's it. You can see the soundboard is slightly unglued from the ribs, and there's a little crack there. But that can all be fixed with super glue. So there's nothing to worry about, cracks in the soundboard like that. Okay, come round to the front again. Now, all the keys, they're not chipped, so that's a good sign. Don't have to repair any of the keys. Just go inside, you can see the dust on the edge here. That shows this it's hardly ever been opened, this piano. It's just sat in somebody's house for about 50 years and never been played. There we are now, homing on the strings with the lamp, and you'll notice that what at first looks like corrosion is in fact just dust. The dust has in fact protected the strings from going rusty, and the strings, although they're dark, they're not actually rusty. Come down to the bottom. Have a look in there. More dust. This is the sort of dust you find inside pianos. And again, if you look at the strings, you think, oh, they're corroded. But if you look here, down at the bottom, homing on these strings, you can see that they're not actually rusty. They just look a bit rusty, but it's just the dust. So it shows this piano that you thought needed to go to the dump at first sight can actually be repaired. But look at the action. You noticed if you home in on the leathers, you notice they're completely worn down, and the leather itself has perished. Just you brush it with your finger, just turns to dust. Well, that's a good sign, because it means you can remove that and then just put new pieces of leather on and do the whole lot. Look at these ones here, there. Look at that, actually down to the wood there. And if the piano had been carried on playing,
been played, the felt on this check would have been, there's a bit of felt on there, there it is, I've scraped it on the tip on the end there, that would have been worn down, but it hasn't. So it means all you've got to do is just replace put new pieces of leather on, and then this piano will be as good as new. Over here you think all the axles are worn out because the hammers wobble. That is in fact just because the screws holding them become undone, they just need tightening up. If you look here, you think you've got terrible damage in the pin block. That's just where this piece of wood here has split and the actual pin block itself is in good condition. So although at first sight you'd think that is a terrible defect, it doesn't really matter. So another example of a piano that most people would have thrown away, but I'll show you later when this piano has been renovated and it'll be in perfect working order.